All right, what is going on, guys? UFC Fight Night Cejudo versus Yadong has just ended. I'm going to go over my mostly full card post fight reactions. I did not get a chance to watch the first two fights. I didn't get a chance to watch them. So I'm just going to start off with where I did start watching at. I started watching at Nikolai Beredenikov versus Austin Vanderford. I believe Vanderford took this on. I think did he say 4 days notice? I can't remember how short notice it was, but Vanderford took the fight on short notice. Goes up there, out grapples him. Kind of looks awkward on the feet, but out grapples him. Gets the first round in the bag. Second round comes out, gets him down again, and works in the submission. No, it wasn't. It was a TKO. What am I? Oh, I think it was the end of the first round. He was going for a head and arm choke. That's why I thought he submitted him. But it was a TKO in the second round. Not much you can say about it, if I'm being honest. Also, on the early prelims, it was a clean sweep, all finishes. That was nice as well. But yeah, he's kind of old. I think he's like 34 years old. So, he's going to have one shot to try and make his way up the rankings, and then probably not going to have much success outside of that. Moving up, very good fight. We have Ricky Simone versus Javid Basharat. Simone mixing it up early, going for takedowns, not really getting very successful with the takedowns. I think he might have got Basharat down briefly, and then he got right back up to his feet. Hits him with like a left hook, straight right, knocks Basharat out cold. Out cold. Great, now I guess to say, wasn't a comeback win. Comeback from his losing streak. He's on a 3-fight losing streak before this fight. Great to see Ricky Simone back in the win column. I did pick Basharat to win via decision. I know I didn't make an official predictions video. I got busy. Didn't have time to do it. But yeah. I picked Basharat to win. I thought he would probably, on my Tapology I did, I thought he would kind of just outpoint Ricky Simone the whole time over 3 rounds. But he didn't. Simone looked good in this fight. Let's see, maybe he can get one more win together, 1 or 2 more wins together, and we'll get him fighting someone back in the top 15 at that bantamweight division. Moving up. I got some stuff to say about this fight and another one later on. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Nick Klein. This was supposed to be, he was like a negative 1350 favorite to win this fight. Klein took this fight on short notice as well. There was a couple guys. Maybe I got who took it on how many days notice backwards. But Klein took this on very short notice as well. Kind of looks like dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. Going for takedowns, not able to get the takedowns. His striking is weird and awkward on the feet. He's like constantly dipping down to the right, and I'm sitting here thinking like, he's going to get knocked out. He's going to get kicked in the head. He's going to get hit with something. It's going to knock him out. Honestly, I thought he was losing in the first round. Then goes for a spinning back elbow. Wobbles Abdul Malik badly. Fuck, I thought I had to sneeze. There it went. Wobbles Abdul Malik badly. Then what does he do? Just like any smart fighter, you hurt your opponent badly, let's go for a takedown. Goes for a takedown. Doesn't even really get it. Kind of just holds on to him and clinches up for the rest of the round. Landed like a couple decent shots after that. But dude, you have the guy hurt. Go for the finish, man. Don't just shoot for a takedown. Like several fighters did that throughout this night. Just stupid decisions. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to Nick Klein's return. Abdul Malik did say in his post-fight, yeah, that was a terrible performance on my part. I mean, outside of him getting rocked, the second round was pretty much, I don't want to say it was domination, but the second round he clearly took over. I mean, he's clearly the better fighter, Klein, I don't want to say it was a lucky catch, but it was kind of a lucky shot. So I don't think Klein has a future in the UFC. Moving up. Another one. Zero fight IQ. Andre Fili versus Mizel Costa. That's how you say his name. Fili goes for the takedown and puts himself in a guillotine. Before that, on the feet, Fili landed a couple good shots. Costa landed a couple good shots. Costa was constantly doing the oblique leg kick to Fili's lead leg. You could see it was frustrating him. I think Fili was landing the better strikes to the head. Costa was landing some good kicks as well to the body and to the head. But I think strikes, I think Fili was landing the better, the harder of the couple strikes that he threw. There's no way these stats are accurate. I feel like Fili landed way more than 7 shots. But shot him on a takedown and literally gave Costa the submission. He gave it to him. And then when you get in the guillotine, all he tries to do is fight the hands. He's not trying to get to the side of it. Not trying to roll out of it. All right, well, he got me. Whatever, let him have it. Moving on. Just let him have it. Ion Cutelaba versus Iblo Aslan. Just because I know people won't believe me, I picked Ion Cutelaba to win. I know everybody was picking Iblo Aslan to win. I'm pulling it up on my Tapology now. Now, to be fair, I didn't get the prediction correct, but I did pick him to win. I picked... Let me pull this up so I can see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. This is on my picks. I'm going to show it. For my picks, right there. Cutelaba. I picked Cutelaba to win via decision. I should have picked him to win via first round KO. But yeah. I don't know why I didn't update either. Oh, I just need to refresh it. And I can click it. But yeah, I picked Cutelaba to win via decision. I picked Song to win via decision too. He technically, well, we'll get into that later. That's another load of horse shit. But put that down. Back and forth on the feet, just constantly going back and forth. Cutelaba and Aslan both landed decent shots, both swinging wild, crazy shots. Cutelaba did use the wrestling a couple of times. I think he got 2 takedowns, maybe. And then the second time, he was able to secure the head and arm choke. Good to get Ion Cutelaba back in the winning track. Did he lose his last fight or win? I can't remember if he won or lost his last fight. He's always trading wins and losses. Says he's ready to fight in middleweight, light heavyweight, or heavyweight. He doesn't care. He's always in exciting fights. What can you say? Moving up on the card, opening up the main card to snap the finishing streak. Alonzo Menifield and Julius Walker. Menifield wins via split decision. I thought it was a clear decision win. Let me pull up the scorecards to see if we have any funky scorecards going on here. There was one spot or moment in the first round. Another thing, a stupid decision by fighter, where Menifield had Walker hurt, and he just doesn't go for it. Like I just don't understand. Like, obviously, I've never been in a fight before, an MMA fight like this, so I don't know what it's like. But I feel like there's these moments where all the fighters have to do is just push just a teeny bit more. Like, they don't even have to do a lot more. Just take their time more, select their shots better, and they could have got. I feel like he could have got Walker out of there. So let's see how the judges scored it. One judge gave rounds 1 and 3 for Menifield, which is how I scored the fight. One judge gave all 3 rounds for Alonzo Menifield, which there's no way you could give Menifield round 2. And then one judge gave rounds 1 and 2 for Walker. Round 1 was close, but I don't think it was close enough. I thought it was a clear Alonzo Menifield round. 2, I thought was a clear round for Walker. And then the third round, I thought it was a clear round for Menifield. So I don't think it should have been a split decision. I thought it was a clear 29-28 for Alonzo Menifield. But again, I feel like in that first round, if he would have just put the pressure on him a little bit more, he could have got the finish. He looked tired after the first round, though. So he really just doesn't have cardio to go for 3 rounds. I think Walker also might have taken this fight on short notice. A lot of short notice replacements. A lot of fights fell out of this card, which sucks. But yeah, not much you can do. Moving up the card, John Silva versus Melis Bagdasarian. I think I said that right. First round KO for John Silva. I have a lot of showboating in this fight. Mainly on Silva's part, a little bit from Bagdasarian. But it was basically just Silva, outdoing him on the feet. And then puts him out. Left hook straight, puts him out. Tries to do a walk-off KO. The ref is like, no, I'm not going to stop it. Keep going. Then he lands like 4 punches to the body, and then the ref stops it. Like, if you were going to just you should have just stopped it. It would have been better for a walk-off KO. There was no point in having him do like 4 strikes and then stopping it. Other than that, Silva looked good. Looked clean on this performance here. Calls out Bryce Mitchell. Book it. Bryce Mitchell accepted it on Twitter. He tweeted out he's good with that fight. Book John Silva versus Bryce Mitchell. You already know that's going to be in my fights to make video. Moving on. I picked, I pull my Tapology up. I picked Rob Font to win this fight. Let me go to my picks, because just so, people can believe me. I got 7 out of 9 picks right. That's how we do it, man. But Rob Font, honestly, I think he might have lost. I think Jean Massimento probably should have won the fight. Let's see. Yep, Font decision. Boom. Pick Font via decision. I got 2 of my picks wrong. But the scorecards, again, I think I saw when the UFC put them up. I think they were weird and funky. So, one judge, which is the scorecard I had rounds 1 and rounds 3 for Rob Font. One judge had rounds 1 and rounds 2 for Massimento. And another judge had rounds 1 and round 3 for Rob Font. When I was watching this fight live, I tweeted out that I thought the first round was really close. I'm leaning Rob Font, but it wouldn't surprise me if it went either way. I thought Font landed the better shots, and when Massimento implemented the grappling, he really didn't do any damage with it. It was strictly control time. Very close round. Very close round, though. So, I gave the first round to Font. Second round, Massimento comes out there, controls him. So, what's Massimento's path to victory here? It's with the grappling, okay? What does Font do when Massimento shoots on a takedown in the second round? He tries to go for a guillotine, pulls guard, and Massimento immediately slips out. Dude, you're not getting the guillotine. He's a jiu-jitsu specialist, a grappling specialist. You're not going to get a guillotine on him. So that was a low IQ. I was screaming at the TV, allegedly, when that happened. I may or may not have put some money on Rob Font to win. So, obviously I got it, but third round, you could tell Font knows he could be down 2-0. One judge did have him down 2-0. So I thought it was 1-1 going to the third round. And again, there were some dumb moments in the third round. But Font, with his pressure, constant pressure, this whole fight, when he was on the feet, Font clearly was better on the feet. Was landing the better shots. Massimento did land some good shots on the feet, but Font was clearly landing the better shots. Busted him open. I think it was in the third round. Or towards the end of the second. I can't remember. I think it was the third round. Busted him open in the third round with an elbow. Landed the more damaging shots in the third round. And yeah, gets the split decision victory. Close fight. Man, I think he's done. I don't think Rob Font's, he wants to fight somebody ahead of him in the rankings, and I think I know what's going to happen there. So I'll do that in my fights to make video later. You know, I might say something about it, like when we get later on here. Moving up, co-main event. Brendan Allen versus Anthony Hernandez. I picked Hernandez to win, so I got the prediction right. Via decision was also my prediction. Pretty sure. Yeah, I did. Hernandez via decision. Let's see the scorecards. I don't think it was anything funky. Nope. Yeah, it was a pretty clear fight to score. So round one, you have Hernandez winning the round. Allen reverses him. I think Hernandez controlled most of that round. Allen reverses him and does really good damage. Really good ground and pound. Steals the round. I think maybe he had a minute 30 of control time, but he ended the round on top with heavy shots, heavy ground and pound shots. Clear Brendan Allen first round. One thing I do want to give Brendan Allen props for, which is the only thing because I'm getting ready to tear him a new one, is he did look better when they were in the striking. He looked better outside of slipping when he threw that high kick, and that's how he got taken down. Other than that, negative 1,000 IQ. Terrible fight IQ. Brendan Allen has one of the worst fight IQs I've ever seen. Constantly accepts position. As soon as you get him in a position, doesn't try to fight out of it. When there are times when they're transitioning and all he has to do is explode and move, he just stays there. He doesn't do what he needs to do to try to get out of these positions. He will only get out of them if you let him. If you make a big enough mistake that it's so obviously and so clearly, oh, I just do this and I can get out. That's when he does it. He doesn't try and get out of any bad positions. I mean, kind of the same thing with the third round. He loses the second round, clearly. Anthony Hernandez outgrappled him the whole round. There were some good scrambles, don't get me wrong, okay? There were good scrambles throughout the whole fight. It was a good fight. I don't think it was a bad fight. But then you go to the third round, and Allen's winning on the feet. Hurts him a little bit on the feet earlier in the round, but then Hernandez gets so much control time, it didn't matter. It's like there was moments where he could have, if he just tried a little harder, he could have stopped the takedown or reversed it or got up and continued to hurt Hernandez and maybe even finish him, but he didn't do that. So Brendan Allen's he's just an idiot. I'm sorry. He just has no fight IQ. He always gives up, kind of like Henry Cejudo. Yeah, there's not much to say. I honestly, so, this is going to put Hernandez in the top 10. I think Izzy beats him. I think Whitaker beats him. Chimaev definitely beats him. Strickland beats him on the feet. I don't think he'll be able to take Strickland down. I don't think he's going to get past, much more in that top 10. I think he could beat Cannonier. Borralho beats him. I think, selective path if they want to get him to a fresh contender for Dricus if he gets past Hamza Chimaev, which I don't think he will. Moving on. Main event, man. Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong ends in a funky fashion. So I'm going to pull up the judges' scorecards real quick here because they needed them. We did have some weird scorecards for this. So first round, I actually scored for Henry Cejudo, which none of the other judges did. We have one judge scored round 2 for Cejudo, which I thought was a clear Song Yadong round, and another judge that scored round 3 for Cejudo, which I thought was a clear Song Yadong round. And then one judge with the scorecard I agree with the most, even though I didn't score the first round for Henry Cejudo, scored all 3 rounds for Song Yadong. So Song Yadong win via unanimous decision. First round, in my opinion, was the most competitive. Cejudo landed the best shots. He busted him up later in the rounds, even though he lost those rounds because Yadong was just constantly chopping the legs of Cejudo. Cejudo couldn't get any takedowns. To be fair, he wasn't like wholeheartedly shooting the takedowns. He was mostly feinting the takedowns, going for flying knees, going for uppercuts, right hands, stuff like that. In some of the moments where Cejudo was landing good on Song, I thought he was going to start turning the momentum. I believe it was the second round. Might have even been in the third round as well. I couldn't remember. Song Yadong hits him with a low blow. When they showed it on the replay, it was kind of hard to tell. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was. But as soon as it was kind of questionable, he immediately was like, okay, I'm good. Let's go. Let's go. I scored the first round for Cejudo. Second and third round, clearly, in my opinion, Song Yadong. But I could see how the judges, or that one judge, did score the first round for, or how many judges scored for Song Yadong? All three judges. I could see how all three judges would score the first round for him. It was a close round. But Cejudo quit, man. He got fouled, okay? So he got fouled in the third round. Got eye poked pretty badly. They showed it on the replay. It was a pretty bad eye poke. Takes the full 5 minutes. The whole time he's like, man, it's just, and then Jason Harders will walk away. He would ask him, can you see? Yeah, I just need a couple minutes, man, it's just kind of, and then he wouldn't even answer the question. And then Jason Herzog would get distracted, do something else, and walk away. Man, you could just tell Cejudo was quitting. He was losing the fight. You could tell, Song was turning it up, going and being more aggressive, landing better shots, hurting Cejudo. And you could tell that the tide was turning heavily in Song Yadong's favor. And Cejudo was like, man, I can't see. As soon as he goes to the corner after he takes the full 5 minutes, Song Yadong's just chasing him around. Cejudo survives it. It's the first thing he tells his corner, I can't see. Man, fuck, I can't see. It's like, clearly, as soon as I heard that, either he really can't see, or he's just bullshitting, and he was just bullshitting. I don't believe for a second that he couldn't see. Yeah, at first, the first couple of minutes could have been a little fuzzy, yes. He wasn't blinking his eye rapidly. He wasn't, holding it or constantly rubbing it like it was wrong. Just like this. Yeah, I can't see. So I can't see what. It's like eyes wide open. If I've never been eye poked like that, but my eyes had hit shit before. If my eye fucking hurts like that, I'm fucking constantly rubbing it because it fucking hurts, or getting like a wet towel and rubbing it. I'm not. Well, guys, I can't see. Oh well. Song Yadong, in his post fight, comes out and says, "Let's run it back." And Bisping goes to interview Cejudo, and he's like, Song Yadong suggested you guys run it back. And he's like, yeah, for sure, yeah, man, we'll do that. Yeah, he don't want to run it back. Honestly, Cejudo's done. He's 38 years old. This is what's going to happen. I'm already calling it. In my fights to make video, this is a fight I will not be making. Rob Font calls to fight someone ahead of him in the rankings. And you know what? He has won 2 in a row. I don't think he's going to beat anybody ahead of him in the rankings. If he were to beat anybody ahead of him in the rankings, it would be Henry Cejudo. You could make an argument for a rematch with Marlon Vera. I know Vera won the fight, but he really only won like 2 minutes of the 25-minute fight. Font was completely schooling him, outboxing him, outstriking him, boxing him up, and then Vera would just land a shot to wobble him so badly and steal every fucking round. So you could make an argument that Font could maybe beat Vera. If Cejudo is going to continue to fight, I guarantee you he's going to call it Rob Font. He should probably still be ahead of him in the rankings. It will be a winnable matchup for Henry Cejudo if he can actually implement some grappling. He couldn't against Yadong. But he knows, like, when you fight Rob Font, the best way to beat him is to out-grapple him. I mean, he almost lost by being out-grappled. So I think in Cejudo's mind, if the UFC doesn't try to push for this rematch, which I don't have a problem if they make this rematch, he's going to push to fight Rob Font if he's going to continue to fight in the bantamweight division. Talked about moving back down to 125, which he's just so small. He's probably be better there, but the weight cut and his age, I don't. He should probably just retire. He shouldn't have quit. He shouldn't have retired years ago, faked a retirement just to come back years later when he's out of his prime. He retired in the middle of his prime. I honestly don't want the rematch, but oh well. Maybe we'll make the rematch. I don't know. I'll do some thinking about it. What do you guys think? Should Henry Cejudo and Song Yadong do a rematch? Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? Make sure to subscribe if you are not subscribed. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. Drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.